Hello, it's Niall again. So today, we got our first group rant. Now I know what you're thinking, where's the group? Well, I'm glad you asked. I got 4 people in this video with me.
Hi, I'm Dogs Eating Dog 6.
Greetings, one and all. I'm Gamida. I'm glad to be back here once again.
Hello everyone! It's been a while since I last ranted on something, which was my double rant. Niall, you said 4 other people. Who's the other person?
I'm finally here, and about time too. By the way, I'm Nathan Files, and this is my first time being a big part of a video in Super Origami Kingdom, and well, pretty much any other channel besides mine. Anyway, I'm honored.
Glad to hear it. Now, on to the topic of this video, Ice Age.
Ah, cool. I really liked the first 3. They had likable characters, a simple plot, and great storytelling.
Continental Drift was a step back, but wasn't necessarily terrible.
Although you gotta admit that Captain Gut was by far the best Ice Age villain, or at least one of the best. For me, he's the best.
Yeah, and this song was really good too.
But then, we hoped and prayed that it would be the last Ice Age movie. I'm afraid it isn't.
Enter my second most hated film of 2016. Ice Age Collision Course.
If for any reason you like this movie, then that's great. I respect your opinion.
But when it comes to us, we all despise this movie with a passion.
While Norm of the North is still my most hated movie of 2016, and of all time, Collision Course is not getting off scot-free at all. It's time for us to yell and rage about why Ice Age Collision Course is a god-awful, epic fail.
There are plenty of things wrong with this god-awful film. For starters, look at the posters! Dirt faces, kissing the ice with giant lips, and the animals showing their asses. Oh, and kiss your ice goodbye! That pun right there is just as bad as Mr. Freeze's ice puns! The only person who has the right to make ice puns is Olivia!
The humor is on the same level as Norm of the North. Yeah, you heard me, Norm of the fucking North.
This movie's filled to brim with cliches. Oh, and some characters, at least for film, or at least those weren't killed off, never appeared on camera.
The characters have been flanderized badly, especially Buck.
The new characters they added to the roster are unlikable and forgettable. And don't worry, we will get to them later on.
The story was forgettable and boring as hell! Which, speaking of that, I guess we'll cover that now.
We start off with a boring narration from a character we don't see until the second half of the movie. Then we get to another Scrat getting the acorn yet failing every time scene. But what happens this time? He gets into a UFO and ends up in space. Yes, you heard me, in space.
Okay, before we continue, allow me to say something. Why the hell is he going in space? The Ice Age movies are supposed to be about animals that died thousands of years ago. This here is solid proof that they're running out of ideas.
Anyway, we're not even 10 minutes in, and we already get a zoom in on an animal's ass! Like, what the fuck? Is this supposed to be fucking funny? Well, guess what? It's not!
After all of those unfunny and cringy moments, Scrat eventually crashes the UFO to a giant asteroid.
And of course he's the one who starts the movie.
We get back to Earth, and this is where the cliches begin. Like the father hates the daughter's fiance cliche, and the guy forgets the anniversary cliche.
Holy shit! That's so fucking original!
Then we get to Sid. He goes through a breakup, and here's what his ex says.
And by the way, you look nothing like your profile picture.
Here's my reaction to what she just said.
Sus doesn't fix the wall now, does it, you little...
Did you hear what she just said? Why on earth would there be profile pictures? What does Ice Age have to do with profile pictures?
You can answer that. They just want to appeal to the younger generation. But do you think that worked?
No.
Now the animals finally notice the asteroid and start evacuating. Meanwhile, Ellie gets pissed at Manny for forgetting about their anniversary. Is that really what you're worried about? A giant asteroid is about to fuck up the world, but no! This bitch is worried about the anniversary!
Then we get to Buck, and he was such a downgrade. You used to be cool, Buck. You used to be fucking cool.
Buck eventually meets up with the herd and explains his plan to head to a certain destination. But then we get this shit.
Crashing Eddie reporting for duty. Duty.
Oh, that was a really shit joke, said James.
Haha! Poop joke's very funny!
Wow, so funny, I forgot to laugh.
Anyway, we now see the dumbest, not worst, dumbest villains I have ever seen. The Dino Birds. Their plan is so stupid. Have a look at this shit.
If we stop the weasel and his friends from diverting the asteroid, kablooey! It kills the weasel and everyone else while we glide safely above it all. It'll be our paradise.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Boo, this sucks.
I know, right? They are so stupid. These idiots don't even realize that they're gonna die too. It's so obvious.
Then we see Scrap once again, and now he's discovered some teleportation device again. Unfunny.
After even more unfunny jokes and more Manny hating Julian and her discovering magnetics, the Dino Birds confront Buck once again. Afterwards, while Scratch was trying to get his acorn, he causes the moon to rotate near the Earth.
And yet another inconvenience for the herd. Now they have to go through some electrical storm in the forest, even more unfunny jokes, and of course, Manny being an idiot.
And now Buck finds a pumpkin and adopts it. Even more character flanderization! Look, I get it! Buck is supposed to be crazy! But at least in the third film, he was serious at times and was kept likable!
And after all of that hell, Buck decides to stop for the night. I'm sorry, I thought there was a giant asteroid about to fuck up the Earth. So, why are you stopping? One of the main things this film lacks is the tension of an apocalyptic event.
Anyways, Diego and Ellie convince Manny to try bonding with Julian by playing hockey.
No way. You want to play a game with me? Wow. What is honored times 1,000? No, times 1,000,000. Cause whatever that equals is how honored I am.
So, is that a yes?
Yes, that's a yes. It's the most yes. It's like yes with a bunch of S's, so it's like yes.
No dad, no mom, no friends, no family, no creativity, no dreams, no aspirations, no hope, no love,
No fellow Americans.
no job, no money. You live in a frickin' basement underneath the orphanage. You have Taco Bell every night for dinner. You look like you listen to 3 Days Grace.
I can't escape this.
You look like an edgy Sonic OC from 2012.
So many times I've tried.
Somebody made you in the back of their mom's car.
I'm still caged inside.
You look like you lose your breath after running for 2 seconds.
Grand Pacer test. Okay.
We get it, Julian. You're happy to play the stupid game. It's no wonder why Manny hates him, even though I will never forgive Manny for doing that for no reason. But still, Julian is so annoying. Oh, then we get to see them play hockey, and while they do, Julian can't keep his mouth shut. As a result, Manny hits him in the face with the puck.
Fuck you! Get the puck out of my neighborhood! Go fuck yourself.
And after all that, Pete just blames Manny for this incident. Like, hello? It was an accident! Oh, and here's Manny's response to the argument. Don't look at me, she said both. And that means you too.
I mean, he's not wrong, but still, what a dick!
Anyways, two of the dino birds have Roger kidnap Bug, but oops! He got Granny instead! And then we get the overused old person wants to die cliche. Lame!
Afterwards, the herd finds out that Buck was being chased by the dino birds after they notice Granny is missing. But how convenient! Their destination is right there!
But little did they know, inside of what's left of the previous meteor we see old animals that look young. Sid meets his love interest. Oh, and we get our most despised character in this movie, Shangri-Lama.
Downward dog! Seriously? I'll wait. I have all the time in the world.
What the fuck?
You know, it seems like this that make me want to smash my skull against my desk. But don't worry, we'll go into the details about that asshole later.
Sid and Brooke decide that they want to be together, then Sid comes to a realization that he needs a diamond, but he ends up accidentally destroying the whole area, and the dreaded llama gets mad at Sid and does that overused and unfunny screaming goat meme. Dog Eat Dog 6 made a much better edit of that scene. Don't believe me? Here.
Sus doesn't fix the wall now, does it, you little...
That is YouTube poop material right there. Anyway, the animals turn old, and afterwards, Buck comes up with an idea on how to stop the asteroid from killing everyone, which was to sacrifice the crystals that were once Geotopia.
But the llama, being the selfish asshole he is, refuses to give up his crystals. Do you not see the asteroid in the sky? Oh wait, he does! And is he gonna help save the world? Fuck no!
While the animals are gathering the crystals, Crash and Eddie start hashtagging.
Hashtag asteroid! Hashtag, what does hashtag mean? Hashtag, I don't know, but it sounds cool. Hashtag totally! Hashtag, I'm starting to get sick of it.
Hashtag, do us all a favor and shut the fuck up.
After that dispute, the animals start placing the crystals into the volcano, but then, oh no, Scratch screws up everything once again. And oh no, the dino birds come in and screw things up as well. Roger pins Buck to the ground, and then they see the dino birds getting killed by meteors, and Gavin is still on about his plan. What an idiot!
Eventually, Gavin finally understands and decides to help the animals put the giant crystal in the volcano. But they failed, and the asteroid hit and killed everyone. And there were no more Ice Age movies. The end.
They ended up stopping the asteroid. Some of the crystal fragments from the asteroid came down on Earth and turned the old animals young again.
Before she turned young, Brooke told Sid that he has to live his life and they must part ways. At first, I was surprised. But then, the next thing we knew, she became young again and found Sid somehow. Wow. And that's the movie, if you could even call it a movie. You know, I'll even have to agree with Black Critic Guy when he said that this movie is mammoth shit.
Okay, we spared you from the monstrosity that is Ice Age Collision Course, but we're still not done.
Oh no, we're not done. We're not even close for being done. We haven't even gone to the characters yet.
Let's start with Ray Romano as Manny. Manny was nothing more than a cliche dad, and he's also a dumbass. In the first movie, for example, sure, he was a jerk, but he was still kept likable, unlike in the cinematic disaster that is Collision Course.
John Leguizamo as Sid. Yes, the same guy who played Luigi in the Godawful Mario movie. He is a whiny crybaby because he couldn't get a love interest. While normally I'll feel bad for someone if they were the only one in the group without a love interest, but for Sid, nope! Kinda like some other shithead I know! I'm looking at you, Robin!
Dennis Leary as Diego and Jennifer Lopez as Shira. They served no purpose in this movie, and their subplot of wanting to have children was boring as hell. Speaking of useless characters, how about Queen Latifah as Ellie? No purpose. Next.
Sean Williams as Crash and Josh Peck as Eddie. I'll just say it, they're awful. To be honest, I kinda liked them back in the second movie, but here it is just poop jokes and hashtagging. Wanna know my response to that? Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Keke Palmer as Peaches. The only reason why she was put in the movie was to put even more cliches to an already cliche-filled movie. And for starters, the typical predictable daughter wants to leave her parents and the parents want to stop her has been done countless times, and that is very uninteresting.
Simon Pegg as Buck. His character was such a downgrade from the third film. In this film, if you can call it a film, Buck is just over the top crazy. I get it, he's crazy in the third film, but the difference here is that he was kept likable, unlike in this Godawful dumpster fire.
Adam Devine as Julian. He was so fucking annoying! He had shitty writing and some stupid gangster voice! But was he funny at least? Fuck no! His subplot with Peaches is boring as hell, along with the rest of the movie!
Not to mention that Julian is the most annoying out of all the characters in my opinion. Like, what the fuck? I understand why Julian is the least annoying out of all the characters in Dogs Eat Dog 6's book. So, I'm going to give credit to Super Origami Kingdom. And don't forget to subscribe to Dogs Eat Dog 6 when you get the chance.
Chris Roach as Scrat. Those skits are getting really old. According to this movie, he's basically God. Not only he created the solar system, but caused the movie to happen. And he was also the sole reason why there's no life on Mars.
Nick Offerman as Gavin, Stephanie Beatriz as Gertie, and Max Greenfield as Roger, aka the Dino Birds. They are by far the dumbest villains I've ever seen. They're even dumber than everyone in Norm of the North.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
You heard me. Their plan is stupid, and while their designs are even awful. Roger was really the one in the trio who had a brain, but everyone else were just idiots.
Oh, don't worry. We saved the best for last. Or I guess I should say, the worst for last.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson as Shangri-La!
While we do like llamas in real life, that still doesn't save that jerk from that rant.
Shangri-La is by far our most hated character in this shitty movie. For starters, the twerking!
No one wants to see a goddamn llama twerk. I would rather sit through all of the twerking scenes in Over the North. Yes, you heard me.
Not only does he twerk, he is also a greedy asshole, a fucking idiot, and not to mention, he has an annoying voice! He is basically the Ice Age incarnation of Walt and Peter Griffin, Drew, and Jar Jar Binks!
He is an embarrassment to llama fans everywhere, kinda like how Omni Clown Brayden, aka The Prick, is an embarrassment to fellow Dragon Ball Z fans such as myself.
He shall be sent to Phantasma's nightmare.
Go back to run, I'm going to go to bed and so triple. Finally had the last word, then we set the score. This world in the palm of my hand, this faded land. Once again won't let them suffer in vain. No shall never play fair. Faulty or despair in this game I always win. There's no other ending, their minds are already void. There are centuries I always go
final verdict. Ice Age Collision Course is by far the worst Ice Age movie and the worst Blue Sky movie. Hell, this movie is the sole reason why Blue Sky had to be brought by Disney. The only redeeming quality that this dumpster fire has is the animation, which is actually pretty good, not gonna lie.
The voice acting isn't god-awful, but you can't just tell they don't give a shit anymore.
Simon Pegg was really the only actor who sounded like he was happy to be in the movie.
Other than that, this is the worst movie that Blue Sky has to offer. Even worse than most films like Reel 2, Continental Drift, or Epic, which by the way was not epic at all.
I'd much rather sit through Shrek the Third, Shark Tale, and even the Emoji Movie than ever, and I mean ever, watch this piece of mammoth shit ever again.
This film gets a 1 out of 10, or maybe like slightly higher because it's better than Norm of the North, obviously, because of that redeeming quality.